In an age where global stability often feels like a delicate balance, the notion of a large-scale conflict, a third world war, is a deeply unsettling one. While our collective hope is for enduring peace, the prudent reality dictates that we consider all possibilities. Preparedness isn't about succumbing to fear or predicting an imminent apocalypse. Instead, it's about embracing self-reliance, understanding fundamental human needs, and equipping ourselves to navigate even the most challenging circumstances should the unthinkable truly occur. Today we're going to delve deeply into the top 10 essential items, beyond just basic supplies, that you should critically consider having on hand. These aren't just gadgets, they're the foundational elements that can significantly enhance your resilience, increase your chances of survival, and empower your family to face a world turned upside down. Forget what you think you know about survival. I've been in some of the most hostile environments on this planet, and let me tell you, it's not the fancy gear that saves you. It's what's between your ears and the fire in your belly. We're going to look at the gear that matters, the tools that will keep you warm, hydrated, safe, and most importantly, alive. We'll cut through the noise and focus on what truly works when the chips are down and you're on your own. This isn't about paranoia, it's about being a survivor, not a statistic. It's about being ready to face the worst so you can protect what matters most. So, grab your notebook, pay close attention, because this could be the most important information you ever receive. Let's get into it. Right, let's get one thing straight from the outset. You can have all the high-tech gear in the world, a bunker filled to the brim with supplies, but if you don't have the knowledge in your head, you're just a well-equipped victim. The most critical survival tool you will ever possess is your brain. It's the one thing that can't be taken from you, can't be lost, and doesn't run out of batteries. It's your ultimate multi-tool, your compass, your first aid kit, and your best weapon, all rolled into one. This is the cornerstone of all preparedness. Think about it. In a world turned upside down where the systems we rely on have crumbled, what will truly matter? The ability to find clean water, to build a shelter that keeps you dry and warm, to identify edible and medicinal plants, to navigate without a GPS chirping directions at you. These are the skills that have kept humanity alive for millennia, and they are just as vital today, if not more so. A fancy water filter is brilliant, but knowing how to find a spring or build a solar still is what will save you when that filter breaks or is lost. So, where do you start? You start now. Get your hands dirty. Go out and practice building a fire in the pouring rain with different methods. Learn basic first aid beyond just putting on a plaster. I'm talking about splinting a fracture, treating a serious bleed, recognizing hypothermia. Study basic knots. A good bowline or clove hitch can be the difference between a secure shelter and a disaster. Learn how to read a map and compass until it's second nature. This isn't a weekend hobby, it's an investment in your life. The psychological component is immense. When everything is uncertain, having practiced tangible skills gives you a sense of control and purpose. It combats the panic and despair that can be more dangerous than any physical threat. Knowing you can provide for yourself and your family builds incredible mental fortitude. It transforms fear into focused action. You become an asset, a leader, someone who can make calm, rational decisions when others are falling apart. That confidence is infectious and crucial for morale. So before you spend another penny on gear, invest your time. Read books, watch videos, take courses, but most importantly, get out there and do it. Practice until it becomes muscle memory. Your greatest prep isn't something you can buy or store on a shelf. It's the resilience, adaptability, and wealth of knowledge you store in your mind. That is the real secret to surviving, not just in a potential conflict, but in any crisis life throws at you. When the sun goes down in a crisis situation, the world changes. Darkness can be a terrifying, disorienting enemy. It conceals threats, makes simple tasks incredibly difficult, and it plays havoc with your mind. Your ability to banish that darkness is not a luxury, it's a fundamental pillar of survival. Light brings safety, allows you to work, to see the faces of your loved ones, and it provides an incredible psychological boost. It represents hope and control when everything else feels chaotic. That's why reliable, and I mean truly reliable, lighting is number 2 on our list. You cannot rely on a single source. Redundancy is the name of the game here. Your primary light might be a high-quality, durable LED headlamp. It keeps your hands free, which is absolutely critical whether you're making repairs, preparing food, or defending your position. But what happens when the batteries die and you have no more? That's where your backup systems come in. You need layers of lighting solutions that don't all depend on the same power source. Think of it as a three-tiered system: electric, solar, and mechanical. Your second layer should be solar-powered lights. These are brilliant. Small solar-powered lanterns or inflatable lights like the Luminade can be charged during the day and provide hours of ambient light at night. They are lightweight, often waterproof, and require nothing but the sun, a power source that isn't going to be shut off. You can hang one in your main living area, providing a calm, stable light source that saves your precious headlamp batteries for tasks that require focused beams. This is smart energy management. Next, you need a mechanical, non-battery option. A hand-crank flashlight or lantern is an absolute must-have. Yes, you have to put in the effort, but it will work, guaranteed, long after all your batteries have been exhausted. A minute of vigorous cranking can give you several minutes of usable light. It's your last resort, your never-say-die option. In a long-term scenario, this piece of gear could be worth its weight in gold. Look for models that are robust and perhaps have a built-in radio or USB charger for small devices. Finally, don't forget the old-school, low-tech options. Simple candles and oil lamps have been used for centuries for a reason. They work. While they present a fire risk and must be used with extreme caution, a good stock of long-burn emergency candles can provide countless hours of light and even a small amount of heat. They are cheap, easy to store, and utterly reliable. Having this fourth layer of redundancy means you are prepared for any eventuality. Light is life. Don't get caught in the dark. In a world where the rule of law has broken down, the thin veneer of civilization can be stripped away frighteningly fast. When people become desperate, they can become dangerous. Protecting yourself, your family, and your resources becomes a paramount concern. This isn't about aggression, it's about creating a safe haven in a dangerous world. Your approach to security must be layered, intelligent, and responsible. It starts not with a weapon, but with your mindset and your environment. Your best defense is to not be a target in the first place. Your first layer of security is deterrence. This is about making your home look like a difficult, unappealing target. Simple things can make a huge difference. Reinforce doors and windows, install better locks, trim back bushes and trees that offer concealment near your home, set up physical barriers if you can. Think like a predator, they look for the easiest prey. Your goal is to be the tough, prickly porcupine, not the soft, vulnerable rabbit. Early warning systems, even low-tech ones like tripwires connected to bells or chimes, can be invaluable. The next layer is non-lethal options. These tools are designed to create distance and give you time to escape or fortify your position. A high-quality pepper spray or gel can be an incredibly effective deterrent against an aggressor, both two-legged and four-legged. They are easy to use and can incapacitate an attacker without permanent injury, which is a massive advantage. Having these accessible in key areas of your home and on your person if you must go out is a prudent measure. Again, the goal is to de-escalate and disengage, not to seek confrontation. If you choose to own firearms for defense, that decision comes with immense responsibility. It is not a magic talisman. A firearm is a tool that requires constant training, a deep respect for its power, and an unwavering commitment to safety. You must be proficient with it under stress, know how to clear a malfunction in the dark, and understand the laws in your area implicitly. Just as importantly, you must have a plan for securing it safely. An improperly stored firearm is a liability, not an asset. Training is not optional, it is a moral and practical imperative. Ultimately, the best defense is a combination of all these elements: a hardened location, your home, early warning systems, non-lethal deterrence, and if you choose, a lethal last resort you are expertly trained to use. It's also about community. Getting to know your neighbors and forming a mutual assistance group can be far more effective than any single piece of hardware. There is strength in numbers. A coordinated, vigilant community is the most formidable defense of all. Security is a 24/7 mindset, not just a collection of tools. Fire. It's one of the three core elements of survival, alongside water and shelter. For thousands of years, it has been central to human existence. It provides warmth, warding off the deadly threat of hypothermia. It purifies water, killing the microscopic monsters that can incapacitate you. It cooks your food, making it safer and more digestible. And never underestimate its power for morale. The psychological comfort of a crackling fire in a dark, cold world is a powerful medicine for the soul. Your ability to create fire reliably and in any condition is a non-negotiable skill. Just like with lighting, you need redundancy. Never, ever rely on a single method. Your primary might be a simple Bic lighter. They are cheap, effective, and easy to use. You should have dozens of them stashed everywhere, in your pockets, in your bags, in your vehicle, in your home cache. But lighters can fail. They get wet, they run out of fuel. That's why you need a robust backup. A quality ferrocerium rod or ferro rod is an outstanding choice. It will throw a shower of incredibly hot sparks regardless of whether it's wet, cold, or caked in mud. It will last for thousands of strikes. Your third layer should be even more basic. Waterproof and windproof storm matches are an essential piece of kit. They are designed to light and stay lit in the worst possible conditions, when a normal match or even a lighter would be useless. Keep them in a sealed, waterproof container along with their striker. This is your go-to for when you're cold, wet, and your hands are shaking. You need that near-guaranteed flame. And don't forget the tinder. You must have a supply of dry tinder, whether it's cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly, dryer lint, or commercially made fire plugs. Without tinder, even the best spark is useless. But starting a fire is only half the battle. You need to feed it. In a long-term crisis, you can't just run to the store for a bag of charcoal or a propane tank. You need to think about a sustainable fuel source. If you live in an area with woodland, a good quality bow saw or folding saw is essential for processing firewood efficiently and safely. A small axe or hatchet is also invaluable. Learning to identify good, dry hardwood that will burn long and hot is, honestly, a critical skill. If you're in an urban environment, fuel will be scarcer. You might have to scavenge for untreated wood from furniture, pallets, or construction debris. But you should also have a dedicated fuel source stored. A propane camp stove with a good supply of cylinders is excellent for indoor cooking, where a wood fire isn't safe or practical. Again, it's about having layers and options. The ability to make fire and keep it going is a fundamental expression of human ingenuity and resilience. Master it. In a crisis of this magnitude, information is as vital as food or water. Knowing what is happening, where threats are, where potential safe zones might be, can mean the difference between life and death. At the same time, the complex communication networks we take for granted, the internet, mobile phones, will likely be among the first casualties. They are fragile and dependent on a power grid that is almost certain to fail. When your smartphone becomes a useless brick, you need to have a way to stay informed and find your way. Your first priority for information gathering is a multi-band, multi-power source emergency radio. Look for one that can receive AM, FM, and shortwave bands. Shortwave is crucial as it can pick up broadcasts from all over the world, giving you a much broader picture of the situation than local AM, FM stations. Critically, this radio must not be solely reliant on disposable batteries. The best models have a built-in solar panel and a hand crank, ensuring you can power it no matter what. This device is your lifeline to the outside world. But communication is a two-way street. While listening is vital, the ability to transmit can also be a lifesaver, especially if you are part of a group or community. A set of good quality walkie-talkies, FRS or GMRS radios, can be invaluable for short-range communication with family or neighbors. For longer-range capabilities, getting a ham radio license and a decent rig opens up a world of possibilities. In a disaster, amateur radio operators often form the backbone of emergency communications, relaying critical messages when all else is down. This requires skill and practice, so it's something to learn now. Navigation is the other side of this coin. Your car's GPS and the map app on your phone will be useless. You must have analog, non-electronic tools and the knowledge to use them. This means high-quality, detailed physical maps of your local area, your region, and your country. Topographical maps are best as they show you the lay of the land, hills, valleys, water sources. Laminate them or keep them in waterproof map cases. A map is useless if it turns to pulp in the rain. Paired with your maps, you need a good quality magnetic compass, not a cheap one that sticks or has a massive air bubble. A liquid-damped sighting compass like a Suunto or Silva is a lifetime investment. But again, the tool is useless without the skill. You must practice. Learn how to read a map, how to take a bearing, how to triangulate your position, and how to navigate in low visibility. Go out and use them. Navigate a local trail using only your map and compass. Being lost in a crisis is a deadly mistake. Knowing where you are and where you're going is a fundamental element of control. When the world stops working, you become the repairman, the builder, the mechanic, and the engineer. The ability to fix what's broken, fortify what's weak, and build what's needed is the essence of self-reliance. You can't call a handyman when the phones are dead. A well-curated toolkit filled with high-quality versatile tools is an absolute necessity. This isn't about having a massive workshop, it's about having the right tools to solve 90% of the problems you're likely to face. Quality over quantity is the rule here. The heart of your kit should be a high-quality multi-tool. A good Leatherman or Gerber is like having a toolbox on your belt. It gives you instant access to pliers, wire cutters, screwdrivers, a knife, and a saw, all in one compact package. I never go anywhere without one. It's for the small, immediate jobs. But for bigger tasks, you need dedicated, full-size tools. A sturdy claw hammer, a set of screwdrivers, both Phillips and flathead, an adjustable wrench, and a good set of pliers are the bare minimum. Beyond those basics, think about what you might need to build or repair. A full-tang survival knife is non-negotiable. This is not a flimsy pocket knife. This is a robust tool for heavy-duty cutting, chopping, and prying. It's your primary cutting tool in the field. To complement it, a bow saw or folding saw for processing wood for shelter or fire, and a small sharp hatchet or axe for splitting wood and other chopping tasks. These 3 cutting tools form a system that can handle almost any wood processing task. Don't forget the items for binding and fixing. A large roll of duct tape is legendary for a reason. It can fix almost anything from a leaky tent to a broken splint. Have several rolls. A good supply of cordage is equally vital. Paracord is fantastic. It's strong, lightweight, and the inner strands can be used for smaller tasks like fishing or sewing. Also have a variety of zip ties and a spool of strong wire. These items allow you to lash, bind, secure, and repair a huge range of things. Finally, you need to think about maintenance. Tools are only useful if they are sharp and in good working order. A simple knife sharpener or sharpening stone is essential to keep your blades keen. A small can of lubricating oil like WD-40 or 3-in-1 oil can prevent rust and keep moving parts working smoothly. Having a well-maintained, comprehensive toolkit empowers you. It allows you to impose your will on your environment, to solve problems, and to move from being a passive victim of circumstance to an active, capable survivor. You can survive for 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but in harsh conditions you might only survive for 3 hours without shelter. Exposure is a silent, relentless killer. Hypothermia in the cold or heat stroke in the sun can incapacitate you faster than almost any other threat out there. Your ability to protect your body from the elements, to maintain its core temperature, is absolutely fundamental to survival. This means, honestly, having a plan and the right gear for both bugging in at home and bugging out if you're forced to leave. First, let's talk about bugging in. If your home is secure, it's almost always the best place to be. But what happens when the power grid goes down in the middle of winter? Your central heating is, well, useless. You need a way to create a smaller, defensible, and heatable space. This means closing off unused parts of the house and concentrating your family in 1 or 2 rooms. Use plastic sheeting and tape to seal off doorways and windows to prevent drafts. Have a supply of heavy blankets. Wool blankets are best as they insulate even when damp, and sub-zero sleeping bags for every member of your family. Thermal protection for your body is key. It's all about layering. You need a base layer that wicks moisture away from your skin, a mid-layer for insulation like a fleece or wool sweater, and an outer shell that is waterproof and windproof. Cotton is a killer in cold, wet conditions. It loses all insulating properties when wet and just sucks heat from your body. Have good quality wool socks, a warm hat, and gloves for everyone. A huge amount of body heat is lost through your head and extremities. Now, what if you are forced to leave your home? This is where your bug-out bag comes into play, and a portable shelter system is a critical component. A high-quality 3-season tent is a good option, but you also need something faster and more versatile. A simple, lightweight tarp and the knowledge of how to pitch it in various configurations, like an A-frame or lean-to, can be a lifesaver. It's lighter than a tent and can be adapted to many situations. Practice setting it up so you can do it quickly in the dark and the rain. Don't underestimate the value of a simple emergency space blanket or bivy sack. These Mylar sheets reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you. They are honestly incredibly lightweight and compact, so you can have several. While they are not a long-term shelter solution, they can be the difference between life and death if you are caught out unexpectedly or need to add an extra layer of warmth inside your sleeping bag. Shelter is not a luxury. It's a core survival need that you must have a robust, multi-layered plan for. The human body is an engine and it needs fuel to run. In a crisis, your activity levels will be much higher and your stress levels will be through the roof. You will be burning calories at an incredible rate. A lack of food leads to weakness, poor decision-making, and a compromised immune system. Having a well-stocked, diverse, and long-term food supply is not just about avoiding hunger, it's about maintaining your physical and mental strength to face the challenges ahead. Your pantry is your fuel tank. Your food storage should be built on a foundation of bulk, calorie-dense staples. These are the foods that will form the backbone of your diet. Think of things like white rice, dried beans, lentils, pasta, and rolled oats. When stored properly in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, these items can last for decades. They are relatively cheap to acquire, allowing you to build up a significant calorie reserve over time. This is your insurance policy against starvation, the core of your long-term plan. However, man cannot live on rice and beans alone. You need variety for both nutrition and morale. Eating the same bland meal every day is soul-destroying. Supplement your bulk staples with canned goods. Canned meats, fish, vegetables, and fruits provide essential proteins, vitamins, and a much-needed taste of normality. Rotate your stock regularly, using the first-in, first-out method. Eat what you store and store what you eat. This ensures nothing goes to waste and you are accustomed to the food you'll be relying on. Don't forget the fats and comfort items. Fats are the most calorie-dense nutrient and are vital for energy and satiety. Things like cooking oil, shortening, and peanut butter are excellent additions. Also, stock up on the things that make life bearable. Salt, sugar, honey, coffee, tea, and spices. These small items can transform a bland survival meal into something enjoyable, providing a massive psychological lift. A warm cup of coffee on a cold morning can do wonders for your will to continue. Finally, consider freeze-dried meals and MREs or meals ready to eat. While more expensive, they are an excellent option for your bug-out bag or for short-term emergencies. They are lightweight, have a very long shelf life, and require minimal preparation, often just adding hot water. Having a 72-hour supply of these for each family member is a smart strategy for the initial phase of a crisis when you may be on the move or too overwhelmed to cook a proper meal. A comprehensive food strategy is a marathon, not a sprint. Start building it today. Let's be crystal clear about this. Water is the most critical resource for your survival. You can last weeks without food, but only a few days at most without water. Dehydration sets in quickly, leading to confusion, weakness, organ failure, and death. And it's not just about having water, it's about having clean, potable water. Drinking contaminated water can lead to diseases like cholera, dysentery, and giardia, which are debilitating and potentially deadly in a world without functioning hospitals. Securing your water supply is your #1 priority. Your first line of defense is stored water. The standard recommendation is 1 gallon of water per person per day, half for drinking, half for sanitation and cooking. You should aim to have, at a bare minimum, a 2-week supply stored in your home. This can be in the form of commercially bottled water, which is easy and has a long shelf life, or in larger food-grade water storage containers that you fill from your tap. Your bathtub can even serve as a temporary reservoir. A water bob or similar liner can hold up to 100 gallons of fresh water. But your stored water will eventually run out. You must have the means to treat and purify water from external sources like rivers, lakes, or even rainwater collected from your roof. Again, redundancy is key. Do not rely on a single method. Your primary should be a high-quality, proven water filter like a Sawyer Squeeze or a LifeStraw family. These physical filters are brilliant, capable of removing bacteria and protozoa, and can filter hundreds or even thousands of gallons of water. As a backup to your filter, you need a chemical purification method. Water purification tablets, iodine or chlorine dioxide, are cheap, lightweight, and have a long shelf life. They are perfect for your bug-out bag or for treating large quantities of water for storage. Liquid bleach can also be used in a pinch. Just a few drops can make a gallon of water safe to drink, but you must know the correct ratio. This chemical method is your backup for when your filter clogs, freezes, or breaks. Your final foolproof method is boiling. Bringing water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute will kill virtually all pathogens. This is the most reliable method of all, but it requires fire and fuel, which may not always be available or practical. Having a metal container, like a stainless steel water bottle or a metal pot, is essential so you can boil water directly over a fire. Your water strategy must be multi-layered, stored water for the short term, and multiple redundant purification methods for the long term. Your life depends on it. In a world without doctors, hospitals, or emergency services, a simple cut can become a life-threatening infection, and a broken bone can be a death sentence. Your ability to handle medical emergencies, from minor ailments to severe trauma, will be one of the most important skills you possess. A well-stocked, comprehensive first aid kit, combined with the knowledge to use its contents, is not just a prep, it's an absolute necessity for keeping yourself and your loved ones alive and healthy in a dangerous new reality. Forget the small, basic first aid kits you buy at the chemist. You need to build or buy a kit designed for serious situations. Think well beyond plasters and antiseptic wipes. Your kit needs to be divided into two main components: everyday ailments and trauma care. For everyday issues, you need pain relievers, anti-diarrhea medication, antihistamines for allergic reactions, and any personal prescription medications your family relies on. Try to have at least a 90-day supply of prescriptions. Talk to your doctor about how to legally acquire this. The second component, trauma care, is where most basic kits fail. In a conflict scenario, you are far more likely to deal with severe bleeding, burns, and fractures. Your kit must contain items to address these injuries. This means multiple tourniquets and the training to use them correctly. It means Israeli bandages or other pressure dressings to control severe hemorrhaging. It means chest seals for penetrating chest injuries and splinting materials for broken limbs. These items save lives, but only if you know what you're doing. Knowledge is the most critical component of your medical prep. A bag full of advanced medical supplies is useless and even dangerous if you don't have the training. Take a Stop the Bleed course. Take a wilderness first aid or tactical medicine course. These classes will give you the hands-on skills and confidence to act decisively in a high-stress situation. Buy a good medical field guide and study it. Practice with your supplies. Knowing how to properly apply a tourniquet or pack a wound is a skill you must have before you need it. Finally, don't forget about hygiene and sanitation. In a long-term crisis, more people die from diseases spread by poor sanitation than from violence. Your medical supplies must include items like hand sanitizer, soap, nitrile gloves, and a means to dispose of medical waste safely. Preventing infection is far easier than treating it. Your goal is to be your family's first responder and primary caregiver. A comprehensive medical kit backed by robust training gives you the power to do just that. It's the power to preserve life when the world is falling apart. In conclusion, preparing for a potential global conflict isn't about fear. It's about empowerment through foresight and capability. It's about taking proactive steps to ensure the safety, health, and well-being of yourself and your loved ones, no matter what challenges the future may bring. By systematically building your stock of these essential items and, more importantly, by continuously honing your knowledge and skills, you are creating a foundation of resilience that will serve you well in any uncertain time. We encourage you to start small, be consistent, and educate yourself. Don't be overwhelmed. Pick one area from this list and start there. Buy a good water filter and learn to use it. Then buy some extra canned food next time you're at the shops. It's a journey of 1,000 small, deliberate steps. The gear is important, but the survivor's mindset, the will to live, the adaptability, the refusal to give up, that is what will truly see you through the darkest of nights. What do you believe are the most underrated or crucial prepping items? Share your insights and experiences in the comments section below. Your knowledge could help someone else. If you found this in-depth guide valuable, please give us a thumbs up, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more content focused on self-reliance, emergency preparedness, and navigating an uncertain world. Stay safe, stay strong, and always stay prepared.